Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Ashley Wadsworth? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I'll put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the crime, then offer my analysis. Ashley Ann Wadsworth was born in Vernon, British Columbia, Canada, on July 25, 2002. Vernon is a small city about 5 hours east of Vancouver. Ashley was described as friendly and outgoing. She had a number of interests, like playing tennis and the clarinet. When she was 12 years old, she used a laptop computer owned by her family to engage on social media. She communicated with various friends, not unlike many people her age. Ashley appeared to have a particular interest in people from other countries. For example, she was enthusiastic about meeting international students at her school. Through her exploration on social media, Ashley became aware of a 16-year-old named Jack Seppel on the Facebook page of a mutual acquaintance. Ashley became Facebook friends with Jack. He lived in Chelmsford, England. This is about 40 miles northeast of London. Like Ashley, Jack lived with his parents, but that's where the similarities between the two ended. Jack was isolated, creepy, and socially awkward. He did not appear to be a good match for Ashley as a friend, but she found him to be charming. The pair communicated frequently, but at first the contact was not romantic in nature. They mostly shared stories about their lives. Ashley told her mother, Christy, about Jack. Christy wasn't excited about the idea of Ashley speaking to him, especially considering the age difference. But after seeing photographs of Jack, she felt more comfortable with the relationship. Perhaps Jack did not look particularly threatening. It's not clear what she saw in those photographs that put her at ease. Christy assumed that Ashley's interest in Jack would fade over time, but unfortunately, that's not what happened. The relationship between Ashley and Jack became stronger. Jack sent Ashley several gifts, including jewelry, clothing, money, and a teddy bear. Despite the strengthening relationship, there were periods of time when Ashley did not communicate with Jack. It was an on-again, off-again relationship. Eventually, however, they were communicating frequently and consistently. Much of the relationship was based on a desire to meet each other one day. When Ashley was 15, she asked her mother if she could visit Jack in England. Her mother denied the request, which of course was the appropriate and logical response. Ashley was not discouraged by this. She continued to maintain her interest in Jack and to maintain her dream of meeting him in person. Even though Ashley and Jack were not really together in any meaningful way, and they were certainly not exclusive, Jack became controlling, demanding, and jealous. He became obsessed with Ashley's interest in local teenage boys, like other potential love interests. On a few occasions, Ashley blocked Jack online, but he managed to circumvent this by contacting her friends and relatives and asking them to get in touch with Ashley. He also created new social media accounts. Jack would apologize for his bad behavior, and Ashley would start communicating with him again. People who knew Ashley became concerned about Jack's disturbing behavior, but she repeatedly defended him, asserting that there was something good deep inside him. She said he had a good heart. Ashley was able to see what other people could not see, and perhaps to see what did not exist. Over time, Jack's behavior only became more obsessive. In October of 2018, Jack obtained a tattoo of Ashley's name on his arm. Later, he cut his arm across where the tattoo was, in an apparent effort to show Ashley how much he loved her. Despite Jack's jealous behavior about who Ashley may or may not be dating, he was dating other women in Chelmsford, England. Some of these women even contacted Ashley after having fights with Jack. Apparently, they thought that Ashley could calm him down. When Ashley became old enough to obtain employment, she earned money working at various places like Burger King, McDonald's, Home Depot, a clothing store, and a Chinese restaurant. Using her newfound earnings, she purchased an iPad. This meant she was no longer dependent on the family laptop computer and had more freedom to communicate with Jack. Ashley graduated from high school and decided that she was going to visit Jack in England. She intended to return to the United States someday and start college. She received many warnings not to travel to see Jack, but disregarded all of them. After obtaining a tourist visa, 19-year-old Ashley flew to London on November 12, 2021. This was the first time she had ever traveled alone. By this time, Jack was living in a public housing complex in Chelmsford, which had a substandard rating as far as safety. Jack was unemployed and received financial assistance from the government. His mother, who lived close by, also supported him financially. Jack would stay in his residence all day, using marijuana and playing video games. If Ashley had set the bar any lower as far as her standards for a romantic partner, she would have needed a drilling rig to find it. Jack met Ashley at the airport, and the pair posted images on social media to celebrate their magical union. Ashley moved into Jack's residence, and the couple purchased a kitten who they named Winston. When Ashley communicated with her family back in Canada, she appeared to be happy with her relationship, but in reality, she was miserable. Jack had restricted Ashley's freedom and did not want her talking to other people. In addition, Ashley was surprised by how lazy and boring Jack was. Despite Jack's controlling behavior, Ashley tried to develop a social life in England. She had been baptized as a Mormon about 7 months before leaving for London. Ashley made contact with American missionaries who worked in Chelmsford and wanted to meet them, but Jack would not permit it. Ashley decided to communicate with the missionaries using text messages. She would delete her message history on WhatsApp, hoping to prevent Jack from discovering her behavior. Toward the end of December 2021, Jack sent a text message to his mother indicating that he had smacked Ashley. His physical violence was prompted by a discovery that he made. Apparently, years earlier, Ashley blocked 2 phone numbers from Britain on her phone. Jack assumed that the blocked phone numbers were from romantic rivals. Ashley stayed with Jack after this incident, but clearly recognized that she was being mistreated. She understood at some level that the relationship was dysfunctional. She even documented her injuries in a Snapchat folder. Ashley informed her sister about Jack's violent behavior, but threatened to cease communication with her sister if her sister informed their mother. Ashley did not want her mother to hate Jack. Not long after the smacking incident, Jack consumed a large quantity of anxiety medication. Ashley contacted emergency services. Jack was taken to a hospital and survived. In early January 2022, Jack found messages on Ashley's phone from a man in Canada. The messages were a few years old. He responded by breaking a glass beer mug on Ashley's head. Ashley gave Jack her social media passwords at his insistence after this incident. At the end of January 2022, Jack struck Ashley again. He also threw a remote control and a candle at her. Now moving to the timeline of the crime. On February 1, 2022, not long before 8 a.m., Jack's next-door neighbor, named Helen, heard Ashley screaming through the wall. Right after this, Ashley showed up at Helen's door. There was a cut on the palm of Ashley's hand. Ashley told Helen that Jack hit her, broke her cell phone, and threw their kitten Winston against a wall. She asked Helen to refrain from contacting the police. Ashley was concerned that Jack might go to jail or cause harm to himself. Helen went to talk to Jack alone about his attack on Ashley, and Jack apologized to Helen. At around 9 a.m., Ashley used Jack's cell phone to call her family in Vernon, Canada. She informed them that she wanted to return home. Her family secured her a flight that departed on February 3, 2 days later. Ashley's mother, Christy, told Jack that if he harmed her daughter again, she would notify the police. The call concluded at about 11 a.m. Between 11:22 a.m. and 12:38 p.m., Ashley sent a series of messages to family and friends. She indicated that she was having an emergency and needed help. Vernon, Canada is 8 hours behind Chelmsford, England, so Ashley's messages arrived during the early morning hours. None of the recipients immediately saw the messages because they were sleeping. Sometime between 12:38 p.m. and 12:45 p.m., Jack Seppel strangled Ashley Wadsworth and stabbed her at least 90 times with a kitchen knife. After completing the murder, Jack set an image of himself and Ashley as his Facebook profile picture, with the caption, "Forever Mine." When Ashley's family woke up and checked their messages, they were understandably alarmed. They contacted a friend to check on Ashley. This friend notified the police at 3:50 p.m. after getting no answer at Jack's door. The police arrived at Jack's residence to find a horrible scene. He told them that he had become psychotic. There was quite a bit of evidence against Jack, including the body of his murder victim. The police did not have any doubt as to his guilt, but if they somehow did have doubt, it was completely removed after they found an unsent video message that Jack recorded for Ashley's sister. In this message, Jack confessed to killing Ashley. He said that he could not ever let Ashley leave. He apologized for taking her sister. In addition, Jack sent a message to his sister saying that he killed Ashley. Jack was arrested and charged with murder. He eventually pleaded guilty and was sentenced to life in prison. He is eligible for release in 23 and a half years. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. Jack Seppel was intimidating, sadistic, vindictive, insecure, volatile, aggressive, impulsive, irresponsible, lazy, boring, demanding, and a loner. He really didn't have any friends. Jack pretty much only had contact with his mother and his sister. He was estranged from his brother, and his father died in 2019. Having Ashley in his life was a major change for Jack. Jack frequently threw temper tantrums when he was unable to get his way, and appeared to be obsessed with video games. Blood was found on his Xbox controller after the murder, suggesting that he played video games after killing Ashley. Some people found Jack to be funny, boisterous, and charming, but many of those people recognized that his moods fluctuated quite a bit, and he was often angry and disturbing. Item number 2, Jack had a history of negative encounters with law enforcement regarding his violent and stalking behavior. In 2014, 15-year-old Jack ran into some problems with the law. His 14-year-old girlfriend had broken up with him, so he gained entry into her Facebook account. Jack had images of the girl that he had taken without her permission. She was not wearing clothing in those images. Jack posted the images and then violated a restraining order that the girl filed against him. Later that same year, Jack shoved his mother to the floor after an argument about his Xbox. During this same incident, he ripped a door off its hinges. In 2017, Jack contacted his former girlfriend 6 minutes after the restraining order expired. He also tried to get a hold of her by contacting her friends. He would later send the girl a message which read, quote, "Please reply. You are never going to get rid of me, even if I have to go to prison over you. I'll see you soon, and I will turn up wherever you live," unquote. In July 2018, Jack once again attacked a door in his mother's residence. In September of 2018, he attempted to break into a supported living facility. An ex-girlfriend said that when she was with Jack in 2018, he smashed 2 of her cell phones and threatened her with a knife. In 2020, when Jack was living with a new girlfriend, he allegedly put his hand around her throat and locked her inside his residence after she tried to break up with him. She did not file charges against him. A few months later, he was charged with false imprisonment, common assault, and coercive or controlling behavior after locking a different woman inside his residence. The woman never showed up to court to testify against him, but a restraining order was filed. Item number 3, what do I think happened in this case? This is just a theory, my opinion. Jack's romantic relationships didn't last very long because of his stalking behavior, but he was charming enough to be attractive initially. He was a combination of a rejected, resentful, and predatory stalker. All 3 types of stalker are considered hazardous, especially the resentful and predatory types. Ashley was young, idealistic, and caring. Jack was able to use these traits against her quite effectively. For example, he would threaten to harm himself if she left. Ashley cared about Jack and did not want any harm to come to him. She thought that by pacifying him, he would be safe. Ashley understood that Jack was dangerous, but believed that she could change him. Ashley liked Jack when he was charming and believed that she could transform him into a person who was always this way. Essentially, she thought that she could wipe out all the negative traits and make Jack into a non-violent and compassionate individual. In her mind, his problems weren't related to potential narcissism or psychopathy. Rather, they represented evidence that he was sensitive and passionate. Even his negative traits became turned around in Ashley's mind. They indicated something good to her. Deep inside of Jack, there was a wonderful person waiting to be discovered and set free. Ashley insisted that Jack could be repaired by a combination of her love, time, and psychotropic medication. Keeping Jack satisfied became the goal of Ashley's life. For example, when friends asked Ashley questions like, "Don't you think you deserve better than Jack?" she responded by saying that she did deserve better, but she just wanted to make Jack happy. Even though Jack appeared to have extreme personality traits, he also recognized that he was behaving irrationally and reached out for help. Jack did not always get good advice about his own mental health symptoms. For example, 2 days before the murder, he texted his mother and said that Ashley was the only person that he ever truly loved, but the relationship was killing him inside. His mother told him that running away is not the answer, relationships are hard work, and it takes effort, patience, and love to stay together. The next day, Jack wrote a message to his sister saying, quote, "I'm obsessed with Ashley's past," unquote. Despite his moments of potential insight, Jack was unwilling to change his behavior. He murdered Ashley in an expression of dominance, control, and a refusal of rejection. After being arrested, he wrote a statement saying that he stabbed the life out of Ashley to prove that he blank owned her. Now moving to my final thoughts. This case illustrates several lessons about being in a relationship with someone who has severe stalking tendencies. 1. A desire to fix the stalker can lead to bad decisions and is not realistic. 2. A romantic partner should never trust a person who is physically attacking them, no matter what the person says. 3. Ostensibly positive traits of a stalker, like being charming and giving gifts, can be extremely seductive. 4. Breaking up with the stalker is important, but it should only be done furtively, because the moment of breakup has the highest risk for violence. And 5. Relationships that start young, even if non-romantic at first, can result in effective manipulation. Those are my thoughts on the case of Ashley Wadsworth. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.